So capital raising, this becomes your bread and butter, sir. So I like what you have going on. I know you're on a mission to help W-2 earners make their way into the passive income world, especially if they're a little busy, they're earning their money, they don't have time to make their money work for them. But how did you get to the point of using that? I know you have a history with like 0% credit cards, and you tried hard money and all kinds of creative stuff and landed on private money really being your thing and running your fund. So talk about life now for raising capital and how you're helping other people retire themselves through passive income.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. It's like different levels. Where it started was how I built this all, right? I built it all by having my W-2, hustling, doing fix and flips, buying rental properties, always trying to create value in the properties I bought. But the bigger thing was like understanding how to finance it all, right? And I've actually been very, very fortunate, but also just strategic over the years where most other investors, they finance all these deals through hard money. And when we say hard money, that means you're paying like 2 to 3% points, and you're paying anywhere from like 12 to 20%, right? So you're paying a lot more in interest. What I've done though, alternatively, what I did, and I literally did this on my second property ever, and maybe that's why I've just never left it, was I bought my first one in 2010, rented it out. 5 years later, I'll give you the cliff notes. 5 years later, I refinance, get 50,000 out of the first property. I use that 50,000 and I go to a small bank and I get a construction loan, all right? And the small bank will actually give me, and we do this all day these days, the small bank that I have a relationship with that likes me as a borrower, right, understands what I'm trying to do, is local in the market. They'll actually give me 75% of my purchase plus my rehab. So now, yes, I still got to put 25% down, but now I finance 75% of that deal at like, right now, today's rates are around 6 to 7%. I paid 1 point. So that's like half the price of what most people pay for hard money. So that's what I started doing initially, but I still had to put 25% down. So this is where I'm like, all right, I've got a great relationships with banks. I've got a great system. Now I just need to figure out how do I fund that 25%. So initially it was just through private money lenders who I would either secure on that property or I would secure them. Often, this is another hack, Nick, is I would just have properties with equity, right? That I didn't want to like right now I have a house up here just like a mile behind me on the other side of the memorial, and it's worth about $1 million now, but I bought it. I did my last loan in 2020 and I got a 2.75% rate. So I owe like 400 on it at like 2.75. It's worth $1 million. Usually that's a lot of equity as an investor. If you're looking at return on equity, it's not a good return. But what I do is I'm able to actually go secure that with a private money lender. So I've like a $300,000 private money lending loan on that at say 12%. So now they're secured on a good asset that's got good equity. Now I've got access to 300,000 that I can now go use that 300K and use it as down payments on these deals, or use it. It's basically a working line of capital, right? So that's how I was originally doing it. And then I could pause for a second, but the next step I would go into is like, how do I scale that? And that's when I started to use the fund model.
Dude, that's smart. So you're doing almost like a cross collateralization on the equity of a property and securing a loan against it. And are you recording a lien position on there if there's already a HELOC on there?
Yeah,
we would, right? It's like a refinance, right?
Exactly. Yep. So I have the first position loan with like Wells Fargo, and yeah, we would just go secure them against the property, and then yeah, and I've tried to avoid the cross collateral. I actually do that when I lend to other people now, but I'll give them a property that has enough equity in it, and then that to me it's just like a working line of capital, and then I have full freedom to use that wherever I need to in my business, whether I'm going to go flip a house or whether I'm going to go whatever deal I'm doing, or I've actually used it as equity in other deals to get into like a multifamily partnership.